Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to Sounds Gouda, our first Packers podcast made by two best friends. I'm one of your two co-hosts. My name is Rob Ralph. Here with me is my best friend, Jordan Olson. We're two Packers fans that want to bring you all things Packers before the draft tomorrow. So we'll go ahead and get started a little bit. We're going to go ahead and give you a little bit introductory, where we're from, what we're about, and some of our Packers moments. So Jordan, go ahead, take it away, man.
Hey everybody, excited to be here for Sounds Gouda, our first ever Packers podcast. As Rob said, we are best friends, and this is something we've been talking about doing for a while. We're finally going to pull the string on it and, hopefully give you guys some good content. But more than anything, we're thinking about the Packers 365 days, and this is really a hobby that we're turning into this, right? And hopefully you enjoy our perspective. But I live in Kalamazoo, Michigan now. I'm born and raised in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Been a huge Packers fan my whole life. Really a Wisconsin sports enthusiast altogether. If you're on my Twitter, you probably see some Blackhawks posts. I am a Blackhawks fan too. Rob and I went to our first game back together in college, and we kind of stuck with that. But we're not here to talk about the Hawks. We've had a lot of ups and downs together with the Packers. Some of my earliest memories of going to Packers games started back with my dad, my Uncle Tim, my brothers. Probably one of my favorite memories, right, is going to Lambeau for the first time, going and tailgating, walking around, going to Stadium View, and just having the most mouth-watering brat before a night game and going and watching the Packers beat the Lions, and as a young person, really like somebody coming into their early teens, for those of you who've been to Lambeau, it's a magical moment, right? The atmosphere is second to none. Obviously Super Bowls, championship games, wins, losses, all that stuff. I've been there through it all. Live and breathe the Packers. And I'm sure as you get to know us more, we're going to get to share a lot of those fun memories and stories with you. So I'll pass it back to Rob to tell you a little bit about himself.
Yeah, so not born and raised in Wisconsin, far from it. Born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona. Lived in Utah, New Mexico, Turkey for a stint. I grew up in a military family, so I've been all across the board, but I've been in Wisconsin since my 10th grade year in high school. And that's where I was fortunate enough to meet my best friend, Jordan. We both rode the bench together throughout our basketball career in high school. And that's how we first met.
We
We weren't
avoided a
starters or
few
anything.
we avoided a few
Yeah.
clipboards thrown by our coach, but
Yeah, we won't get into that discussion, but yeah, we were able to ride those fun years together, getting to know each other, and that's really how our friendship started, right? So, how I became a Packers fan, yeah, I would say that's ultimately by this guy that's sitting right here from you. I grew up watching Phoenix Suns games, not too much of the Arizona Cardinals because they don't quite have the fandom or anywhere near to it as the people in Wisconsin, the Midwest. So it was pretty special going to Jordan's house, being with his ecstatic dad and watching those games. I remember, like the 2006 NFC Championship game. We all remember how that went. Jordan was at my house to watch that epically fail against the New York Giants. But that's basically how I became a Packers fan. So nothing too crazy. And over the years, I just ended up getting absolutely obsessed. How can you not like the Green Bay Packers? They're, a cooperative, right? They're owned by the community. They're a great run organization that has a lot of good history and tradition. People believe the green and gold here. And it just being something to where, I fell in love with the NFL, with the Packers, and have been absolutely obsessed with them ever since. So that's basically where I came from. So Jordan, with this, let's transition into some of our Packers' favorite moments, followed by some of the worst moments that you've experienced so far.